Welcome to Gaia's Voice podcast with Matilde Croscini. This podcast is for women looking to connect with their innermost wisdom and unlock their unlimited potential to be who they were born to be. This space is for you. This time is yours. You are held by the earth underneath you. Be you. Be wild. Be free. Now let's begin.
And now let's go into our practice. I was feeling into this, and movement, it's what is coming forward for this morning, for today, for this practice. So you can do this in standing, you can do this sitting, you can do this on your hands and knees if you feel like. You can do this even as a walking meditation, although the invitation is to find a way to be in a place where you can really feel your roots going in. So maybe you can pause your walking and stand into a place that feels right. And do this. Make sure you're in a space where all your focus and attention can be dedicated to what you're doing right now. There's no other distractions, and please don't listen to this while you're driving. Okay, so close your eyes. If you're in a place where you feel comfortable to close your eyes, it's always the invitation, it's always to close the eyes because we can go deeper in. It's easier to go in with the eyes closed when we're letting go of the distraction of looking at our surroundings, and with turn on the inner vision to go in. And take a moment to drop in. So up until now you were looking at the screen perhaps, or at your surroundings. So take a moment as you close your eyes to fully drop in. And for the movement, you do not need to look at the screen. The movement is your own movement. There's no right or wrong way here. You do not need to do what I do. Feel your spine. Feel your spine. Take a moment to feel what is available to be felt in your spine. From your tailbone, rooted into the earth, all the way up to the base of your skull, so where your neck, where the top of your neck meets the base of your skull. And find the midpoint. Find the midpoint in your spine. Just a bit underneath your shoulder blades. At the back of the base of your rib cage, there is your midpoint in your spine. And from this point, start movement from this point. Moving in a way that allows you to feel this point in your spine a little bit more. You might move in a circular movement. You might move forward and back. There's no right or wrong way. The invitation is to move slow. Slow enough that you can feel the movement. This is not a movement to loosen up the body, although it really works for that too. But that's not the goal. We don't have a goal like an exercise. And it's not a movement to go somewhere from somewhere. It's a movement to feel each moment of the movement. Knowing that in every moment there is infinite possibilities of movement ahead. And the movement guides the next movement. When you start thinking about where you're going next, or have you moved enough one way, maybe you should change direction, that means the movement is coming from your head. And when that happens, it means we're not in the movement, we're outside of the movement trying to direct it. So if you find that that is happening, that's totally fine, totally fine. Bring it back to the movement. As if that part, the middle point of your spine was a dot sphere, small sphere of light, and you are observing that small sphere of light moving in space. Moving in space. And you can make this movement small and subtle. So even if, for example, you're suffering of back pain and you can't actually move a lot, that's okay. That this movement can be absolutely imperceptible, so subtle that you're barely moving at all from the outside, and yet you're feeling it on the inside. Or maybe you feel called to a much wider and bigger movement, and that's okay too. That's okay too. Whatever your body calls to right now. And the movement is very much the same as life. The flow of life is the flow of the movement. When we find ourselves thinking many steps ahead, trying to control where we're gonna go next, and what should or we shouldn't do, and is this okay, or what are others expecting us to do, then we're outside of the flow of life. We're trying to control it and direct it from the mind only, and from all the stories and conditioning that the mind has collected. And that's okay, we all do that. But when we become aware of that mechanism, we can start dropping in to the flow of life. And the way we notice that we're in is because it feels natural. It feels like water flowing down a stream. There's no resistance, and everything moves in a very organic, natural way. So keep moving into your spine, and maybe at this point you might feel like more of your spine is moving, like the movement is expanding from the space in the middle of your spine to more of your spine, up and down in both directions. And you might also notice that you are able to breathe into your spine. The movement is gently opening up space for you to move in your spine, and for the breath to move along your spine, to flow through your spine. The breath bringing energy, bringing life force, and also by opening up space, not only we're welcoming in light and life force and nourishment through the breath, but we're also allowing whatever is stuck to flow and move. And whenever there's energy stuck, that can bring physical pain. It can also bring a feeling of being stuck in life, being stuck maybe in a situation, the perceived lack of way outs, of solutions. Whenever the energy within you, within your body and all your bodies is not moving, there are areas where it gets stuck that can manifest in feeling stuck in a situation in your life. So allowing this movement, this openness, allowing the breath to flow in and out along your spine allows the energy to move. And maybe you might feel like the movement is now expanding to your hips, perhaps, or to your shoulders, to your neck. The more you stay with the movement, the more you remain in, the more you might feel it expanding as the rest of your body starts joining in. So if you feel that, allow that to happen. You don't have to do it. So again, it's really important. There's no shoulds here. There isn't a way this should look like, and it's not meant to be looking pretty from the outside. It really does not matter how this looks on the outside. It's all about how it feels from the inside, and allow it to move as slowly as you can, so that you're not rushing into the next movement. You're not rushing ahead. Again, when we rush ahead, we've dropped out. We're back in the in the mind that wants to know what's going to happen next. And when you have infinite possibilities of movement available in each moment, it's really not possible to know what's going to happen next from a limited perspective. So when that happens, bring it back in, bring it back into the movement. Bring it back into the movement, into yourself, into that center, the center of your spine, and feel the movement expanding also to the rest of your body. Maybe all the way to your hands, all the way to your feet, all the way to your jaws, the top of your head. From that center point, feel the movement rippling out your entire body, allowing breath to move and open your body to receive more breath, more life force, energizing every cell of your body. Now, if you feel like keeping the movement going for another while, if you have time, by all means continue, as this practice can go on for as long as you feel your body needs it. However, if you need to get going and you have other things to do after this, you can allow the movement to gently come to a stop, gradually bringing the body back to stillness, and open your eyes and come back to your surroundings. And let me know how that felt. Share with me in the comments how that felt. That's just a short practice. When you're working with me, usually we go longer and deeper into this practice. And the more you do this, the more you come back to this video, the more you come back to this practice, the more you start feeling the opening, the more you get to explore the subtleties, and it's juicy. It's very juicy and brings life force to your entire body, to your entire energy field. It's really precious work. And I am so grateful to be sharing this with you, to be sharing space with you today, and also with any of you that are gonna watch this as a replay. I am so, so appreciative of all of you. And that's it. I'm going to say goodbye and wish you a wonderful week. Lots of love. Bye for now.